Hello again people. Today I'm going to be talking about the T-55AMD-1, and I will be talking about all the weaponry it comes equipped with and how it should be used. And in my opinion, I think it's quite a fun vehicle to play. But I'll stop talking and let's dive right into it. So the T-55AMD-1 is a medium tank that was added to War Thunder in the update Wind of Change. In this update it introduced new tanks that had a special feature being hard kill active protection systems. And what these systems did was destroy ATGMs that would be fired at the vehicle, stopping projectiles from damaging the vehicle. These systems can be found on tanks such as the Merkava 4M, the Challenger 2 Black Knight, and the T-55AMD-1. The T-55 being given the Drost system. The T-55AMD-1 can be found in the Soviet tech tree at a battle rating of 8.7, which I think is a good place to put it, seeing as it can put up a good fight in up tiers and dominate in down tiers. The T-55AMD-1 manages this with its 100mm gun, having the 3BM25 APFSDS shell that has 335mm of penetration. But the vehicle also has the ability to shoot the 9M117 ATGM with 600mm of penetration. Both of these ammunition types being very effective. In this scenario I got 7 kills by using the APFSDS shell and the ATGM. And having a very good gun and being immune to any slow moving munitions makes this vehicle very dangerous to the enemy. For example, here's a T-114 who fires a round at me and the APS stops his shot immediately. I give a short burst of the 50 cal that comes with the tank and kill him instantly. That in its own right makes the T-55AMD-1 stand out from the rest of the vehicles at 8.7. But those are just the main features, because it also comes with a laser rangefinder, giving you the ability to pick off enemies from a distance with ease. Damn, okay. So when it comes to using the T-55AMD-1, there is many ways it could be played. This is because the vehicle has got a good amount of maneuverability and firepower. But there is one small downside. The armour won't protect against majority of APFSDS shells, but the armour is still incredibly effective. Here's an example. Oh my god, how did I survive so many of his rounds? With this in mind, you should play the vehicle carefully but not defensively. What I mean by this is that you should try push the enemy but only at the right moments. Because if you push the enemy at the wrong time, you'll find yourself paying a hefty repair cost.
Oh brother!
So the question now is, how can you tell when to make your move? Well, there are 3 things that you want to look out for. 1. Their cannon barrels damaged. 2. If they have fired a round. And 3. What their turret angle is. My first point is pretty self-explanatory, because if your opponent has a destroyed cannon barrel, they cannot defend themselves, making them an easy target. My second point is riskier than the other ones, seeing as some vehicles have a fast reload rate or have autocannons. But if the enemy has fired a round and you can peek out quick enough, you have a chance to fire off a shot of your own, damaging or destroying your opponent. And my third point being the turret angle. This is the angle of the enemy's turret facing towards you. This is probably the most important factor, since if the enemy has the turret or gun pointing towards you, it will be much harder to get a shot off without getting damaged. So what you want to look out for is if their turret is pointing away from you. This is important because the enemy won't have enough time to rotate their gun toward you if you decide to make a move, making it the perfect time to attack. Now, putting all of these things into practice might take some time getting used to, but hopefully they are skills that most people already know how to do. And to give you an idea of what these skills look like, they look a little bit like this. So now that I have briefly explained how the vehicle should be played, I will run you through some combat situations and explain my actions when playing the T-55AMD-1. And in this game we are playing on the map Sinai. And before I went into the game I wanted to find an area where there's a lot of fights where you and the enemy are fighting for a position. So it was either between going to C or the far left of A. I choose to go to the far left of A because in that area the enemy can only come at you from one direction and is a much closer range from the rest of the map. So as I'm driving through here, I'm checking corners to see if there are any enemies coming through the area. As I'm doing this, I find a small piece of a leopard's track sticking out. I try to use my speed to my advantage to get to the rear of him so I can get a shot off. But the enemy ends up getting killed by my teammate. Right after this I see another leopard. He isn't looking in my direction, so because he wasn't paying attention, he ended up getting a shell right to the turret. Soon after this I decided to go have a look at A. I wanted to see if the enemies who captured the point were still there. I see the remains of the people who captured the point and turn around. As I'm doing this, I see a Gepard firing at my teammate from an open position. I come out of cover and shoot a shot that explodes his ammunition. I go back to my old position and push further up. As I come around the corner, there is a CV that isn't paying attention. This can be seen where he doesn't have his turret pointed towards me. He panics and doesn't have time to get the gun on target, giving me another kill. Soon after this, there is a Centauro coming out of spawn. He hides behind cover, so I decide to move up a little bit. He tries to peek me through artillery smoke, but I got a shot off quicker. So, in conclusion, I have spoken about the T-55AMD-1 statistics, I have spoken about how it should be played, and have shown an example of how it should be used. I hope everything I have said and shown has helped you in some kind of way to improve your knowledge on this vehicle. If it did help, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. Thank you all, and I will talk to you all later.